Hello everyone, welcome to IMS Gate Academy. Myself Vipin Mishra and I welcome you all in this video where I am going to discuss about engineering services exam. As you all know that the pre-exam of ESE is planned for 8th of June 2025, which is 3 months far from right here, right? So in these 3 months you can very well prepare for this pre-exam. And once the pre will be done, then after 2 months we have the mains exam, the subjective exam. You first have to qualify the pre-exam, then you can appear into the mains exam, right? So still you will be having 2 months to plan for that. In this video, basically I am going to discuss that how well you can prepare or what are the cutoffs that you should keep in your mind and what should be the roadmap for these 3 months so that at least you will be able to qualify the pre-exam and then later you can think about the mains exam as well. I will also compare ESE with GATE as well, what you have done in GATE and what extra efforts are required to do well in ESE, right? Now, before I start, I would request you to join our Telegram channel so that you will regularly keep on getting the updates related to all these exams, strategies, quizzes and everything, right? Now, first of all, let me tell you about ESE. So, ESE exam, as you know, ESE, if I have to compare ESE, ESE is like IAS for engineers, correct? What reputation the IAS officers are enjoying, the same reputation you will enjoy if you will join ESE services as an engineer, correct? So, it is conducted by UPSC across the branches of electrical, electronics and communication or telecommunication, civil and mechanical, right? This year approx 230 vacancies will be filled through UPSC ESE 2025 as well as 225 vacancies will be filled in the IRMS through ESE, right? Your age limit should be from 21 year to 30 years and there are some age relaxation as well under certain sections, right? Now, talking about the exam pattern, first of all you have to understand this, right? So, there are total 3 stages. Stage 1 is the prelims exam or it will be an objective paper. Total marks are 500 and exam date will be on 8th of June, right? What are there in these stages? There will be 2 papers. Paper 1 belongs to general strategy, general studies and engineering aptitude. It will be of 200 marks and total duration allotted to this paper is 2 hours. Then there will be the paper 2 that you have to give on the same day and it will be of engineering discipline, right? Your engineering discipline, electrical, civil, mechanical or EC. This paper will be of 300 marks, the total duration will be of 3 hours. This is the first stage, pre-stage that you have to qualify first of all, then you can appear into the mains stage, stage number 2. So, stage number 2 is the mains stage. There will be a subjective, there will be 2 subjective paper that you have to give. Marks will be 600. Exam date for this is 10th of August. So, just compare 8th of June the pre is there and 10th of August there will be mains. So, you are having a duration of 2 months. In that 2 months, you can do wonders and you can prepare for mains exam. Right now, focus on the pre-exam, correct? If you are already preparing for ESE exam for 1 year or 6 months, then this is fine, right? You can keep on preparing both at the same time. But right now, if suppose you are a GATE aspirant and you have filled the ESE form, you want to get success in ESE as well, okay, then this will be the best thing, that focus on prelims first, then focus on mains, right? So, it will be a subjective marks paper, total marks will be 600, 2 papers will be there, paper 1 and paper 2. And these 2 papers will be now of your engineering discipline only, right? Paper 1 has some certain set of subjects, paper 2 has some certain set of subjects. Both the papers will be of 300 marks, duration will be 3 hours, right? Then after that there will be stage 3 which involves the personality test, right, or interview I can say. So, you have to qualify first the pre, then the mains and then you will be shortlisted for interview. Then if out of total 1300, right, 500 here, 600 here and 200 here, out of 1300, what are the marks that you are scoring? Based upon that you will be finally selected for these services, correct? So, first stage is the pre-stage where you have to do well, then you will be shortlisted for the further stages, right? And here I am going to specifically talk about the prelims stage, right? So, what is the structure of prelims? Prelims, there will be 2 objective papers, paper 1 of 200 marks where you will see general studies and engineering aptitudes. Okay, specifically I will discuss about this later in this video. Paper 2 involves your engineering discipline, so in which you will get questions from paper 1 set of subject, paper 2 set of subjects as well, right. So prelims has 2 papers that you have to give. One belongs to general studies and engineering aptitude, another belongs to your core engineering subjects only, right. Now have a look over the cutoffs, right. So if I talk about electrical, so these are the set of cutoffs for 23, these are the set of cutoffs for 24. Let's focus on 24. 23 is also I have given you, so you can just research on that as well. So if I talk about 24, just see, in pre, how many marks were required? So you have to score 199 out of 500, means only 40% marks, correct. So in pre stage, you have to only you were required to only score some 40% marks. But if suppose your preparation is too much too good and you are scoring some 50% marks, you know, you can have add-on advantage in the interview and mains exam, right. Then if we see on mains, how many marks one has scored out of 600 to get into the mains? 290. Again you can see less than 50%, right. Then how many marks one has to score for interview? So you can see 166 out of 200, correct. Then the grand total out of 1300 becomes 655. Now if suppose you are scoring more marks than the qualifying marks, it will be an added advantage for you for the further stages, correct. This I am discussing about any one of the category. Let's suppose for general this was the case, right. So these ideas, these cutoffs you can have in your mind. If I talk about 23, just see the cutoff are even less, right. Out of 500 you have to score 173 in pre, out of 500 you have to score 199 in 24. You may not know that what will be the cutoff of 2025, but you can have an idea that yes, it will be somewhere below 210 only, based upon the recent trends that we have, correct. So this you can set as a target for you, but you know, if you are scoring more marks than the cutoff mark, then it will be an added advantage that you can enjoy in the further stages, mains and interview, correct. If I talk about ET, electronics and telecommunication, or EC I can say, so just see, only 129, only 124, you don't have to even score 30% marks out of 500, right. 129 is the cutoff, have a look, 129 is the cutoff that you required, right. Then after that in mains, how many marks you have to score out of 600? Out of 600, how many marks you have to score? Only 214, correct. Again you can see not even 40%. Then finally how much marks are required to get into interview? 343, 100, 443, 100, 543, 203, okay. 203 marks one has to score in interview. Now nobody can score 203 marks out of 200, right. So this gives an impression that we have to do well here in pre and mains. These are the cutoff marks, right. At least you should get these marks so that you can be qualified for the further stages. But believe me, if you will prepare well, you can score more than these marks, correct. So if suppose you are scoring somewhere around 170, 180 in pre-exam and somewhere around 215 mains exam, then burden of interview will be very less, correct. So have these ideas in your mind. So these are the cutoffs that you can have with you, so that you will at least remind yourself that how many marks you have to get into pre, mains and interview, how many minimum marks, right. Prepare yourself to get more marks, right. Now what should be the best strategy? So paper 1, a burden for everyone. Paper 1 of prelims, which has these general studies and aptitude subjects, okay, and it is a burden for every engineer because generally we don't cover all those things. So what you can do here, just see, set a target for you that at least you will score some 80 plus marks out of 200 in this paper, right. What are the sections here and do we need to cover every section? Just have a look. The first section is there are total 10 sections. In first section we have engineering aptitude, in which logical reasoning and analytical aptitude ability will be there. You have to prepare this section, and not only you have to prepare, you have to perform your best in this section, correct. Then the second one is engineering mathematics and numerical analysis. You have covered that in GATE as well. You have covered that in your BTech as well. You have to perform well in this particular case as well, if you are an electrical or electronics engineer. Then we have certain section like third section, which is current issue of national and international importance, where you have to cover social, economic and industrial development. This is not a tough job to cover this, right? You have to cover the current affairs, right? So it is not very difficult to cover this current affair topic, right? So you can cover this current affairs topic by referring to any of the books or by referring to any of the YouTube channels as well. So this section also you can prepare very well, right? Then there is basics of energy and environment like conservation, environmental pollution, degradation, climate change, environmental impact assessment. There are several meets happening every year, right? So all those things you have to cover. All those things you have to cover here in this section, and you know this also is a section that you can prepare. You can keep internet for this source and you can prepare this section as well, right? Then we have basics of material science engineering. Why I am recommending this section to prepare? Because this is also there in your engineering curriculum as well. So you can prepare this section as well. Information communication technologies, networking, e-governance and technology based education. So if suppose you are going to leave that as well, it will be okay, no problem. Then ethics and values in engineering profession. You might have covered this topic in your BTech as well. So yes, you can prepare this one as well, right? Then general principle of design, drawing, importance and safety. I don't think many of you have covered this, so you can ignore this. Last section is ninth section is standard and quality practice in production, construction, maintenance and services. I don't think you might have covered this. If you have covered this, you should go for this. But if suppose you have to start preparing all those six sections, then for last 3 months you can ignore them. Basics of project management you might have covered in your BTech as well. So yes, for this as well. So out of these 10 sections, how many I am recommending you to prepare? 7. Correct. You know, you have to give your 100% in engineering aptitude, engineering mathematics and current affairs, right? And rest 4 section which I am recommending you to prepare, you have to do your well, correct? If suppose you are doing well in these 3 sections and average performance in other section as well, you will be able to reach up to this marks, correct? I am not recommending that you only have to score 80 marks, but if suppose make a target that I will be at least doing 80 plus in this paper. So as many marks you will get in this section will be a bonus for us, correct? And this is a section which is a headache for all the aspirants, okay? So you can be selective while preparing for this, but having a target set for yourself that when it comes to engineering section, you have to do your very best, right? For example, it will be the second paper of prelims, paper 2, which has these set of papers, okay? Questions will be combined from these papers and it will be one objective paper in the prelims, okay, of 300 marks. So you set a personal target that you will be scoring some 180, 200 plus marks in this paper. So 80 plus was your target in in paper 1, and if suppose you will make a target of 180, 200 in this paper, then you know you will be scoring around 250 plus marks, 260 plus marks in pre-exam, and you can have advantage of that in mains and interview, correct? So prepare yourself accordingly. Now it's not that much difficult. So just see the syllabus of paper 1. So we have engineering maths, you have covered in GATE. Whether you should cover this for ESE, yes. You have electrical materials, okay, which you have not covered in GATE. This was not there in GATE. But whether I should cover this for ESE? Yes, because you know, this will give you a lot of question in ESE paper, and those questions are not at all difficult. You can cover this particular subject, right? Then electric circuit and field, network plus EMFT, electrostatic, magnetostatic. You have covered that in GATE. You should cover this for ESE as well. It will give you a lot of questions as well. Measurement you have covered in GATE, but not up to that extent. So just see that what are the extra topics that you have to cover in measurement, cover those as well, correct? Computer fundamentals you have not covered in GATE, so not recommended for pre-exam, you can ignore those, right? Then you have basic electronics engineering, so semiconductor physics, MOSFET, IGBT, diode, basics of them you have covered in GATE as well. You are recommended to cover it here as well, correct? So what subject you can ignore from paper 1? Computer fundamental you can simply ignore, right? Material is the new subject which you have not covered in GATE, but I will recommend you to cover that. Very easy and lot of questions will be there. Analog and digital electronics you have already covered in GATE. Yes, you have to cover it here as well. Signal and system you have covered in GATE, so it is also recommended that you can do here. Control system was also there, you can do here. Electrical machines, some topics of electrical machine was not there in GATE. For example, a special electric machine, if I say, like a stepper motor, servo motor. So those topic you can prepare, and you know that will give you advantage in this objective paper. Same with power system, you have covered power system in GATE, but few topics you have not covered in power system, like you have not covered switchgear and protection in depth, HVDC, fax concept, that is an extra, that are the extra topics that you will be covering here as well, correct? Then comes power electronics and drive. So whatever you have covered in GATE, majorly you have focused on rectifiers, choppers and DC to DC converters and power semiconductor devices, right? What you have not covered here is AC voltage controller, okay, and cyclo converter. So these are the two extra topics that you will be covering here, okay. In this way, you just see what you have to ignore here in engineering section. You have to ignore computer fundamental, you can literally ignore it, okay, and rest all the subject, majority of them you have covered in GATE. Few extra topics and one extra subjects, electrical material you have to cover, and you know in this way you will be very well prepared for this paper 2, which is of engineering discipline of pre-exam, and your target of scoring 200 plus marks will be successful, correct? So if you are doing, if you have to score as many marks in this paper as you can, because this section is a weakness for everyone, correct? Now if I talk about electronics and telecommunications, so have a look. Make a target that you will be scoring 170 plus marks, 150 plus marks will be sufficient. In paper 1 you are targeting some 70-80 marks, okay, and if you will target some 150-170 marks here, the job will be done. What was the cutoff? The cutoff was only 129. If you will do as I am suggesting, you will be able to score how many marks? If I take an average of 160, 170 here and 1780 there, you will be able to score more than 200 marks. Okay, you will be able to qualify pre-exam, and that advantage you can enjoy in the mains exam as well. Okay, there the burden will be less. Now basic electronics engineering you have covered in GATE, you have to cover here as well. Basic electrical engineering means concepts of network also you have covered there, okay. You know that it is not an extra burden for you, you can do it. Material science was not there in GATE. Should I prepare this subject for ESC? You can ignore it. Electrical measurement and instrumentation was there in GATE. It was not there in GATE EC syllabus. Should I prepare this? Yes, you have to prepare this, correct. Network was there in GATE, same you have to prepare here. Analog and digital was there in GATE, same you can prepare here as well, correct. Then coming back to analog and digital communication, which is basically communication, it was there in GATE, you can prepare it. Control system, and you can see signals is not written here. Signals and controls are combined, they are given combinedly in the syllabus, you have to prepare this, okay. Computer organization and architecture, somehow you have done some preparation in GATE, you can do it here as well. Electromagnetics, EMFT, it was there in your syllabus in GATE, same you have to prepare here. Advanced electronic topic. So what you can do, you can be selective while preparing these topics, okay. Just see the syllabus and how many topics you can prepare, you can do that preparation. Advanced communication topics, same, you can be selective. You don't have to prepare all the topics, you can be selective while preparing some topics, okay, which has given questions in the recent past, right. So just see what subject I am asking you to ignore. You can ignore material science, okay, and what extra subject you are preparing is measurement, right, and here you can be selective in these two subjects. Rest all you have done in your GATE preparation, same you can keep on revising. Got it? So this is how you can set a target in your mind, what to prepare, what not to prepare, because only 3 months are left. And in these 3 months, you cannot take a chance. You have to be very clear in your mind that what I have to prepare, what I have to leave, right? And how many marks you are targeting for pre-exam in paper 1 and paper 2, that also has to be very, very clear to you, right? So this is how you can just settle the things for yourself, that what you have to do and what you have to ignore, right? Now some general tips, what you have to do. Just see, success in any exam involves 3 steps: learning, then learning the concept, then practicing the concept, and then testing the concepts. So learning, you can prepare and revise the subjects which I told you. Okay, I hope you agree with that as well. You should have a target in your mind that how many marks I have to score in one paper, paper 1 and paper 2 of prelims, right? And you can prepare accordingly. Paper 1 is not in your hand, so you have to score more and more marks in your paper 2 section, that is your engineering section, right? So prepare and revise all subjects as per your strategy that we have discussed now, right? After that, practice previous year questions. You know, whatever previous year questions of ESE you can get, and you can prepare those questions, it will be an added advantage. You know, because what we have seen that many a time the same concept, same questions are repeating, and repetition of questions in ESE exam is something which is very, very frequent, right? So practicing previous year questions will be a tremendous strategy, correct? Now after that, you have learned subject, you have practiced that subject, now test yourself. What you can do, if you feel that you have prepared it well, you have practiced it, then you can just pick up previous year paper and you can just practice that paper. Okay, install any, just download any paper, any previous year paper, and just try to practice that paper. It will be a real time practice that you can have, instead of going for test series and something else. If suppose you are preparing for a long, for ESE only, then it is recommended go for test series as well and check yourself. But if suppose these 3 months are the duration where you are working hard and preparing for ESE, then check yourself through the previous year papers, right? So follow these strategies, okay? Follow, just prepare these subjects that we have discussed, okay? Have cutoffs in your mind that how many marks you have to score, and you know, in this way you can be very well prepared for ESE exam. So I hope that you like these strategies and the suggestion that I have given you, right? If you like the teaching and learning methodology of IMS GATE Academy, you can join our live online program for GATE 26 and 27, in which we will be giving you 800 plus hours of live interaction, exceptional material in terms of theory book, exercise book, and GATE question bank, personalized mentorship session as well, and exceptional test series that contains 130 plus online tests as well, right? You can book a counseling session by calling on this number, and you can also join our zero fee program. Okay, you can also join our zero fee program, in which you will get 50 plus hours of free classes plus test as well. The link is given in the description box, and these are our top rankers which have written their success stories with IMS GATE Academy. You can be the next one as well. So thank you for watching this video. I hope this will be beneficial for you.